I want to start off with thanking you all, myself, for spending your past 2 days, along with all your travel time and everything else, to come to certainly what I believe is the first forum of this type in the country. I used to make a point of saying, when I worked with the police and even later as any type of manager, it's always the staff that make the manager look good. And this type of a forum looks good because of the people participating in it, not the people who put it together. Although everybody who put it together did a lot of work. I want to point out to all of you, because I don't know that everyone knows this. This was not initially supposed to take place here in the State Library. That was a change that happened unexpectedly, and the State Library staff pulled together phenomenally to pull this off. I think this was an ideal setting for what we ended up with, and it went off without a hitch because of all that staff. So, marching orders, because people have been confused, challenged, maybe wondering, is this really possible? It's a different way of approaching things than what you may be used to. And people who are old enough to know Myers-Briggs, I'm a P, and I'm a very strong P. So I have no problem with the idea of giving you 25 different things and saying, pick one, and then we'll make it all fit together at the end. But in collaborations, that is what happens. That everybody has to look at their own restrictions and resources and interests and mission and find the pieces they can pull out of that match with the larger collaborative group and pull it together. And that's our goal here, is that coming back in September, we'll hear information from all of you about unmet needs in your community, about challenges you met, figuring what those are, about suggestions, thoughts, potential ideas for what can be done going forward. And then we're going to find common ground to put together a proposal for an implementation grant to do something at Illinois that the rest of the country is going to look at and say, yeah, I want that too. Okay, that's really what this is about, and I have no question that that's going to happen, because people make things happen that they believe in, and everybody here clearly believes in making a change and doing something. So that's your marching orders going out of here until September. Find out what the unmet needs are in however you are defining your community for this challenge. It may be your city, it may be your township, which I never heard of before I moved to Illinois. It may be your county, it may be the groups that you were in today as a consolidated group. But whatever you define the community as, find out what the needs are that are unmet. Come up with some ways to improve that situation. Could be anything from training to changing your light bulbs, to having a quiet room with rocking chairs, as Adria suggested, to programming. There's any number of possibilities. And when we all come together in September, we'll lay everything out on the table and look for commonalities. So that's the charge, that's the challenge. And now Suzanne, who's actually the person who started this whole thing, even though she doesn't like to admit it.
I just want to say, another thing that you all need to do is find the community partners find whoever they may be, if they're parents, if it's the YMCA, if it's the church groups, whatever, whoever has an interest in this, and we know that people are passionate about this because it touches so many lives. I also want you to know that most of the panels and the talks and the discussions over the last 2 days have been filmed, and they're going to be on a YouTube channel, and there's going to be a link from the blog. So I know a lot of you are feeling really overwhelmed by getting so much information, but you're all going to have a chance to revisit it and in short bites, so it becomes a little bit more digestible. I still would like you all to make sure to promote use of the Waymark survey, because that is still going on, and the more folks we get to take it, the more data we have, and the more data we have, the better everything is. And you've got your hand up. What? Illinois, this is for Illinois, yes. And obviously it's beginning in Illinois, and certainly I think Waymark plans to be able to extend this beyond Illinois, but this is where we're starting, and this is the scope of this grant. But really we want to get it out to everybody who's interested in this topic. So just keep it going. And also, we want stories. On the blog, there's a new tab that says personal stories on it, and we want to hear stories about why this initiative that partners libraries with community stakeholders, why it's crucial to supporting our community of those affected by autism spectrum disorder. So we want to hear positive experiences about libraries. We also want to hear negative experiences about libraries. We just want truth. There's nothing that anybody can say that's going to be bad, because the negative stories show us where we need to grow and what we need to work on. So we just want to hear truth. I'm not saying we want to hear if people think that their library has done a wonderful job. We want to hear those examples too. We want to get stories. And we also want to get stories about how people are connected to autism. If it's a family member, a close friend, if they've worked, whatever. We've gotten a lot of wonderful stories with the applications, the participant applications, and I will be contacting you to get permission to post those on the blog. And you can do this anonymously. We can use your name and it's whatever you want to disclose, we will respect. But we want to amass as many stories as we can, because all of this is going to help us when we put a grant together. It's going to really underscore the need. This was just a lovely experience for me, and it's just so great to have you all here, and it's been really one of the highlights of my professional life at the State Library. So thank you all, and now I'm going to hand this over to our wonderful director, Ann Craig.
Thanks, Susie. I learned this in show choir. I'm not in show choir, but my kid is in show choir. When something's really, really good, it's so hot that it's good, you go, like you're fanning it. So let's give Susie a fan. Woo! She did a great job putting this together. One of the things that I learned from IMLS of late is that we will need to, for our big application, put together a letter of intent. and then be invited to submit that big application for the National Leadership Grant. So Suzanne's call to get your stories is really important, because that's the thing that will make our letter of intent something that really stands out and really pulls IMLS to invite us to submit that application. It is an extremely competitive process to get a National Leadership Grant. So I want you all to be aware that this is going to take all of us pulling together as a community in this room to get this application ready to go and to really make it stellar. What's so wonderful about this effort is we know, we feel, we sense what a huge difference this can make. I mean, an unbelievable difference in our communities, with our families, with our friends, with people we don't even know. And not only can it make a difference with the autism community, it can be a model for other kinds of disabilities, and how the library can really put those feelers out into its community and become this place that we all know we are. It's just other people don't know we are, right? Yeah. So we're looking at making a difference, a big time, important project, but also setting ourselves up to have the confidence, to have the wherewithal to say, we can do this for anything. And that's what's so incredible about this whole idea, is just leaping out there into the community. That is just, it's what makes us proud to be who we are, I think. And it, makes me feel so blessed to be in this profession. I want to send you out into the universe with our thanks, my staff. We thank you so much for coming and being a part of our lives for the past 2 days. We can't wait to see you again in September. Woohoo! It's gonna be great! And all the wonderful things you're gonna come back and tell us. So bring your ideas, bring your passion, bring your excitement, bring your suitcases. That seemed to work out really great. And we so thank you and so look forward to seeing you. On behalf of our boss, the Secretary of State and State Librarian, who is thrilled with this effort and cannot wait to see where this goes, I thank you all for being here and all for engaging. My gosh, you guys were like little fireflies. You were running around and sparking and lighting. It was just something to see. It really was. So you must be exhausted, I would think. Yes, lots of heads. Okay, yes. But any closing thoughts, comments, questions? Back at ya. Woo! Give it a fan. Woo! There you go. All right. Susie, is there anything else? Okay. Thanks